right, so we're talking about the foundation of the Samoan language is very important. Very important that you know how to pronounce words in Samoan. Um, and here, these are the principles right here. What you see is what you get. There's no silent letters like a PH. It would just be a F, you know. There's no I'm sorry, someone said, do you have any things like TV shows or YouTubers? Yes. Okay. Let me see. If you go to the website that we were just talking about, someone asked, are there any TV shows or anything? Go to pacificapages.net /mato -zoom -class. Put your password in, and then you go to that page. At the very top, there's like Samoan soap operas. I watch those all the time. Even if I'm not watching them, I'll just play them and then blast them through the Bluetooth speakers and just walk around the house, and I'm listening to how they're pronouncing things, the way that they say stuff, you know, and it really helps. It really, especially me. I live in Illinois, so I don't. Only time I hear Samoan is when I speak to my mom. That's on the weekend. So other than that, I really don't hear, or on social media, I'll hear people speaking sometimes. Malo. Yes, and the PowerPoint slides are all going to be posted. So the videos and the PowerPoint slides go up every single week. So after this week, that'll go up as well. Okay. All right. So pronunciation. What you see is what you get. Every single, even if it's a long 20 letter word with symbols like this, what we call the taofi or the fat taofi, and the fat mamafa, like you see right there, all of those, you pronounce every single thing. And once you get familiar with the word, it's not like you have to say every, you know, you'll just know how to say it. Just like, I can look at this word right here, casual, but if someone is just not learning it, they'll be like, casual, but it just takes familiarity and practice. All right. Sound out every letter is another principle. And also symbol. We can add symbols to that like that. Casual or informal writings may often leave out accent marks. Like, again, the ta'ofi, or it's also referred to as the fa'a ta'ofi, or the mamafa, the fa' mamafa. Okay, a ta'ofi is a glottal stop. That's the English word for it. So ta'ofi, and it just kind of breaks the word up. Ta'ofi. So it's abruptly stops a vowel and abruptly starts a vowel. Ta'ofi, ta'ofi, fa'a mamafa, fa'a mamafa. All right, and a fa'a mamafa is just it just makes this long. So instead of ole, well, instead of just saying ah, we would say ah. Instead of talofa, it would be talofa, talofa. Instead of Samoa, it's Samoa, Samoa. So that's a Fatma Mafa that makes that A sound like that. Instead of Samoa, it's Samoa. That's because of the Fatma Mafa. All right. There's no consecutive consonants. That's how you know it's not a Samoan word. If you see a P and an H or an S and a T or something like that, that's not a Samoan word. It's adopted from another language. Samoan words is going to be at least two vowels, or it could be one vowel and then a consonant, but you won't see like two consonants back to back. All right, so that's another principle. Also, again, no silent letters. Everything in Samoan, in the Samoan language, is purposeful. It's intent. It's done with intent. All right, so two examples of that, of what we're saying up here with these principles, is maua. Maua is to get or to obtain something, and then ma'ua, ma'ua. So that's going to be like us too, ma'ua. Big difference. To obtain something, maua. To get something, maua. Or us too, ma'ua, us too. Okay. Olea, olea. That's going to be like olea lemele. Like what's this thing? So it's a question, as opposed to olea, olea. Small difference. Okay, and sometimes when people are speaking really fast, it's kind of hard to tell the difference. But if you know the sentence structure, you know, like, okay, that's this one here is a tense marker. That's it. You know, we're talking about, you know, what's going to happen in the future, as opposed to just, you know, just asking a question. So there's a big difference. The only thing we need to know right now is this, you know, whenever you have a symbol like that, you know, we need to pronounce it. Whenever we have a symbol like this, the taofi or the fa taofi, we need to pronounce it. So olea as opposed to olea, olea, olea. Okay, and we do have a list of definitions that we're gonna to practice. We can either practice alone by ourselves, or we can do it in a group setting if you guys want to do it that way. All right. So now let's go through every single pronunciation of the Samoan alphabet. And some of you might already know this. You might be bored for the next 10 minutes, but we have to do it because, again, we're at the beginner level. We're laying our foundation. So A, E, I, O, U, that's English. Samoan is going to be A, E, I, O, U. Everyone is muted, so feel free to speak along. A, E, I, O, U. The I is a E. A, E, I, O, U. Okay. So most people, that's not an issue. The issue is when we start putting these back to back, like two vowels in a row, three, four, five vowels in a row sometimes. Another thing, and you can consider these like part of the alphabet, the glottal stop or the ta'ofi. Some people say again, fa'a ta'ofi. So abruptly begins or ends a vowel. So ma'a, ma'a. Whenever you see two vowels in a row, more than likely it's, you know, that the ta'ofi is going to be in between those two vowels. So ma'a, ma'a means rock. Okay. And then and here's another ta'ofi in this word fa'ma mafa. Fa'ma mafa. Mamafa means heavy. The fa'a, whenever you put fa'a in front of any word, it well, not any word. Sometimes it means to make. So fa'a, mamafa. So we have heavy, and then we have fa'a, make heavy. Fa'a mamafa. Or to stress, long vowel. So instead of Samoa, it's Samoa, Samoa. So that's fa'a mamafa is what's making that stretching that A out like that. Okay. Um, Again, feel free to stop me at any time if you have any questions. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go through each and every vowel combination. All right. Um, and when you see the same vowel back to back like that, more than likely it's going to have it's going to have that ta'ofi right there. Even if they don't write it. So that's one thing about internet writing or casual writing. You know, a lot of people, they already know how to speak Samoan, and they're familiar with these words, so they don't put any of these. You know, they don't put the taufi in there. They don't put the patmamafa in there. Okay, even on a lot of the internet writing, they won't put them. They don't put them in there. I try to be good about adding them, but if I'm writing real fast or something, I'll leave them out as well. Which, you know, I need to get better at that. But one rule of thumb is if you see two vowels in a row, then they're probably more than likely separated by a taufi. So we have ah, and we're gonna go through and pronounce each and every one of these. Ah, 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 as in fa'a, fa'a, fa'a. Okay. Ah, e, ah, e, I, I. Now, when there's no symbols to observe, like a fatma mafa or a ta'ofi, then they just kind of slur together. They just kind of blend into one another. I, I, Malay. Malay is a field. You can, you know, some people call their yard a Malay. Malay. So you see the A, E. I'll go slow with this first couple slides, and then after that, we'll speed it up, okay? Oops. A, E. A, E. Okay, put it together. I, I, as in fight. like to do or to say, fai. Now, we have a taofi right there. So we're gonna abruptly start. I, I, I is like to eat. Fia I know a lot of you guys probably heard that. Fia I. Want to eat? Fia I. As opposed to ainga. Ainga. Ainga is family. Okay, family. So fai, I, ainga. Okay. To do, to say, to eat, and family. O. O. Ow. Ow. When you put it together, slur it. Ow. To foul. To foul. To foul. Okay, and that's like to hang out, to chill, to roam around, to go about. Um, ooh, ooh, ow, ow, fa now. Fa now means can mean children, depending on the context. Can mean to be born, birth. Fa now, fa now, ow. Okay, and here's the fa mamafa, and this is why these are very important to make sure that you observe. Um, tama, tama, tama is father, but tama is boy. So it's a very, in Samoan language and culture is very big on respect. So it's, it's important not to call a father a boy. So tama, 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 tama. Okay. So we're just observing that Fatma Mafa right there. Okay. Someone has a question. What's the major difference over I'm sorry. Oops, go back here. So the question is, what's the major difference over uh, like AE combination versus AI? So when people are speaking really fast, I can sound, very similar to I. If someone's not really, someone might say something like fi, fi, and it sounds like FAE. But that's just more so being familiar with the language. I don't think there is such a word as a, FAE, like fi. But people will say it like that. It's actually fi, fi. So the difference between AE and AI, it just really just depends on the word. But Malay, as opposed to if I wanted to spell it with I, Malay. It's just a slight difference. I don't think I could really answer that question because there's so many words that have AE and AI, but you just have to kind of know. It's that would be like saying trying to. Okay, Malay means field. It means field. Yeah. So like um. Oh yeah, thank you. Yeah, it just means field. So a yard or field or anything like that. Okay, all right, you got it. Awesome. Sometimes I tend to over explain because I don't want to lose anybody. So, but sometimes I lose somebody or more than one people on person on my over explanation. Anyway, so I'll move a little bit faster now. Ah, ah. So slur it together. Eh, eh. Like lea, oleale melea. What is this? Okay, air by itself, even that means like it almost sounds like air, like the English air. Air. Um, eh, eh. I don't know what I'm doing here. Okay. Eh. As in fe'e. Fe'e is octopus. Octopus. Fe'e. Eh, e. Like lenei. That's another way to say this. Lenei. Lenei. All right. O. Eo. Leo. Leo. Again, we're pronouncing everything. There's nothing left out. Eu, eu, eu. Falewila, falewila. So this is a longer word and it's right in the middle. So it's easy to kind of to kind of miss over it. But falewila, falewila. All right. So pronounce everything. Eu, eu, paleuila, paleuila. Okay. And then here again we have the fatma mafa. Instead of just we have e. And I think my last video that I posted online on what is that? Instagram. So if let's just imagine this does not have a fatma mafa over it. This would mean the. Okay, this would mean where's it at? So le means the. Okay, it's a limiter. We'll talk about what a limiter is. But if you put a fatma mafa over it, this makes any noun, I'm sorry, it makes any verb or adjective, it makes it negative. So if I say alu, alu means to go. But if I say le alu, that means not go. If I say, what's the word we just had up here? Oops, le I, not, like two separate words, not eat. Any verb that you put is going to be not. Adjective would be like mangaya. Mangaya. Oops, let me spell it the other way. Manaya. Le manaya. Like not nice. Not nice. So whatever the verb or adjective is, this this word right here, the le makes it not that verb. Okay, or the opposite of that verb. As opposed to le by itself. That means the. So you see how important, just another example of how important these symbols are. So when we stretch out the le, makes it a totally different word. Okay. All right, moving along. All right. I, ia, 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 fia, fia I, fia moi, fia alu. Fia means to want, to want. Okay. I, e, I, e, ie, ie, like ie lava lava. Faingo fie, faingo fie, like means like to be easy, to something is easy. Faingo fie. Um, e, 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 like right here, e. And we'll talk about prepositions and all of that. We got a whole lesson on that. Io, io, viole, 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 iu, 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 liu, liu, like to turn, liu, liu. Okay, and then if we put a fatma mafa over the I, e. So instead of e, it's e, like ki or t, t, like a key. That just means key. And I pronounced the T with a K. We're going to talk about that in just a second. We're about to get to our consonants. So move a little faster. O, a, oa, oa, oa. Moa is a chicken. Moa. O, e, o, e, oe, oe. And now here we have a taofi or taofi, right? So we're going to abruptly start. Oe, oe. That means you. Oe. Oa mai oe. You might have heard that, like, how are you? Oa mai oe. Okay. O-E. O-E. Oi. Oi. Like an ant. Loi. Loi. O-O. There we have our two vowels back to back. So more than likely we're gonna have that taofi in the middle. O-O. I'm sorry. O-O. O-O. Like so. Like to continuously, like um what is that? Someone just said it. Like bingo so. Like you always, continue to bingo. You'll hear that a lot when people are complaining. So also means like followers, um, depending on the context. There's a few ways to use most of these words. Okay. O, fo. Like the adjective fo. This means new. So you put this in the after any noun. Ta'avale fo. Ta'avale is a car. Fo means new, so new car. New car. O. So instead of O, we have a fatma mafa over the O. So that means like to go, and that's a plural. So singular go is alu. A plural go is going to be o, mako o, kako o, mato o, tato o. All right, luo o. All right. And then the last vowel is going to be the u. U, a, ua, 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 lua is two. Okay. It also means you two, just depending on the context. U, e, ue, 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 pele ue, a coat, pele ue. Okay. U, i, ui, 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 kui, or tui, a fork. I have several uncles and people that I know named Kui or Tui. U o, u o, uo. I'm sorry, uo. And this one here has a pop my mouth over to you, which means friend. When you put it together, uo, uo, u u, u u, u ku'u, or tu'u, like to put, um, to set, to put or to set. And then again, we put the pop my mouth over to you, like ba'u, ba'u. And we also have a ta'ofi, so we're gonna abruptly stop our A, fa, and then we're gonna elongate our U. This throws a lot of people off. Really just takes practice. Ba'u, ba'u. So that which means to fall, to fall. All right. So now let's get into our consonants. If I'm moving too slow, you guys let me know. If I'm going too fast, just always let me know. I don't want to lose anybody. So fa, nga. Now, I'll just read through all of them, and you'll notice that I'm pronouncing some of these unexpectedly in terms of like English speakers. Fa, nga, nga, la, mo, nu, pi, sa, si, he, ke, ro, or ka, ro. Depends on how you learn it. Okay. So most of these are pretty straightforward. Oh, someone has a question. I'm sorry. Oh, Fatai Lava. Most of these are pretty straightforward. Fa. Now, when we come to the nga or the g, there's no g. I don't think there's anything pronounced like g in Samoan, in the Samoan language. Anytime you see g or a g, it's pronounced ng, like ng, like sing, ping pong, ng, ng. So nganganga, it's always going to be ng. Okay, when you're pronouncing g words. So fa, nga, nga, nga. It throws a lot of some people off, but it just takes practice. Fa, nga, la is straightforward. It's just la, the L. La, m, mo, ma, ma, mo, nu, nu. Okay. Now the ends can be pronounced as G as well. Like some people will say, okay, like this word right here, nofo. It starts with N, okay, or it's spelled with the N, but some people will even spell it with a G. They'll say ngofo, and they'll say it like that, ngofo. Oh, here's another word, ma fana fana. Some people will say ma fanga fanga. All right, so these words like that have N's in there, they can be pronounced with G's as well. When I would say I don't want to. Well, I would say that's what more casual kind of speaking, but some people would dispute that. So just know that if it's spelled this way, you can also say it with the G. Okay, but all G words, if it's G, you cannot spell it um with the N or say it with the N. Let me get an example. Nganganga. You wouldn't say nanana. It even sounds funny saying it. So the word language in Samoan is nga ngana, nganganga. I'm sorry, nganganga. So I could say with all like even with the N that you see right there, I could say like nganganga. I could say it like that. I could say ngangana. But I would not be able to say these words that are designed to speak it with the G style, I wouldn't be able to say, what did I say? Nanana, nanana. Yeah. So this is a no-no. I mean, this is not no. Okay. What's the easy? I like to really succinct, make everything kind of short. G words are G words. If it's gonna be with the N, you can say with the G or with the N. Um, yeah. So and these right here can be G or N in pronunciation, but if it's G, you can only pronounce it with the G. There's no such thing as a nanana. It's ngangana or nganganga. Okay. Hopefully that makes sense. If it doesn't, let me know. We'll talk about it. Where are we at? New. Okay, we talked about new. Okay, someone said, is it more or less proper to speak the N as G, or is it regional or just relaxed way of speaking? I like the way that you said relaxed way of speaking. I think after you get comfortable with people, like they'll start doing everything with G style. So even if, when you listen to people speak online, almost all of the words that are like nofu, they'll say nofu. They'll just speak like that. I used to say like you know, it's informal, but that's not true because I would hear like entire Samoan ceremonies from way back before, way before I was born, and you'll see some of these online. Even on, I even posted some of these. They're formal cultural speeches, and they are all in like K style. And a lot of people here in America, they would say like, oh well, T style is formal, K style is informal. That's not necessarily true around the world. So in a class like this, when we have people from Australia, New Zealand, Samoa, and America, it's it's really difficult to say it's all this and all that because it's never one thing. We have a worldwide diaspora, and people speak the language differently. So it's Tomasi, it's really hard for me to just say it's this or that. I can't really say. When I hear folks from Kuki speak their Maori, it's sort of like the rolled R. Oh, okay, yeah. So we're gonna get to that. We haven't got to the R or the L yet. So P, the P is P. It's almost some people speak it like a breath instead of like P. It'll be like P, Pisupu, Pisupo. I'm sorry, Pisupo. So as I wouldn't say Pisupo, Pisupo. It's a slight difference there. When the Samoan say it's more, it's like a breath of air, like Pisupu, Pisupo, as opposed to like a B. It's not like a B. Okay. Um, it's kind of something soft in there. Pastai lava. Okay. Sa is as long as you got this, you're good. Now the T could be pronounced T style or K style. So T or ki, ta'avale, ta'avale or ka'avale. What's any T words can be pronounced as a K. Any T word can be pronounced in the K style. All right. V, um, um, yeah, V is just V. He, these letters here are all adopted from other languages. So like the he, as long as you got he, and then ke, I learned it ke. I always learned ke. Some people were really critical when I first started doing this because it's not ke, it's not ka. It's not ke, it's ka. When you're learning the language, the main point is get the k. That's the consonant. So some people learn ke and some people learn ka, but what we're learning here is k. It's the same. And then the R, like my mom's name is Malia, and Samoan is Malia. But when she writes it, it's Maria. So ro, TV he or TV he ka ro. So it could be lo or ro. It could be Maria or it could be Malia. Maria. Most Samoans are gonna pronounce their R with the L. And from what I understand, even Maori and a lot of Boston speaker languages are going to say the R like a L. Um, Someone asked, are there any words that are always K or always T? Yes, yes. Oh, okay. So talofa can be talofa or it can be kalofa. Kalofai. Um, I, I always hear people say kalofai like like with the K style. So that's what you asked right there is a good between kalofa. I never heard anybody say talofa. Well, yeah, I heard people say that, but the question is, are there any words that are always K or always T? So let me see. Uh, these are things I can't think of right off the top. Let me see. What's the word? Talo can be calo, vale, vale, polo calame. Oh, okay, that's a good one. Kerismasi. Thank you. That's a perfect example right there. So kerismasi. Thank you for that. Because I would have been not really good on the spot. So kerismasi, kerisimasi. All right. So this is you would never hear someone say, and I've actually never in my life heard someone say terisimasi or terisimasi, terisimasi. So that's one example. So it's just a matter of knowing your definitions. And I, I I won't say it's beyond the scope of what we talk about in here, but I'll throw out a bunch of definitions. But like a word like this is just gonna it's always a K. It's always K. Okay, so Christmas C words are gonna be just it's automatically K pretty much. Um, but yeah, that's a great one. I mean, if you have any other examples, you can throw those out as well. But I can't think of a better one than that. Okay, so what's next? All right, so here's some words. If you guys want to, what we can do, we don't. We got about 15 minutes left. You guys can get into groups if you want, and then practice saying these to one another. Uh, Fale oloa, fale aonga, fale teine. Um, I'll tell you what, I'll just upload this and then we'll just go ahead and move on. So this will be on our class website or web page, and you can just practice saying each and every single one of these words, pronounce them all the way out. Um, you know, and just practice saying them. These are just kind of everyday nouns, right? I think all of these are nouns. Yeah, they're all nouns. We have some pronouns here as well. Um, so fa is that's more like I guess that would be like a verb. But yeah, practice these, and they'll be up on our website. Here are some phrases. Um, should we do this right now? Actually, let's wait for this for next class. Yeah, we'll do this in the next class. Let's go right here, right to our phrase for our last few minutes. Subject phrase identifies a subject. So this is the way that we're learning everything in this class. We're talking about tense markers. Let me write it down. So for the first week, we're going to talk about tense markers. So tense, we're going to talk about action words and adjectives, which are going to be verbs like run, walk, sit, to dry, um, speak, whatever kind of action words. Beautiful, that's a adjective. Words that describe, okay? And then subject. This week we're on subjects, okay? So subjects is going to be any noun. So that's usually the person that's doing the action, or the person, place, or thing that's doing the action, or receiving the action. So we're talking about subjects this week, okay? So when we're talking about a subject phrase, in the Samoan language, there's a specific way that subject phrases are formed, okay? There's the O, and I speak about this a lot on social media, like, because we don't do this in English, so it throws a lot of people off. So there's the O, and it's just a present tense marker. And when we talk about tense markers, we're just saying like it is, like presently, it was, like back in the day or maybe 10 minutes ago, or it will be. So those are tense markers. But when we're talking about the subject tense marker, we're every time it's going to be present. So the subject tense marker for nouns is O. Okay. So if we're saying, if we're just identifying a telephone, o le telefoni, it is the telephone. O se telefoni, it is a telephone. O se computer, it is a computer. So that's what the O is. It's just saying it is. We're identifying it. Okay. Or if it's plural, we're saying they are some, there's some girls, there's some boys, there's some games. Okay. So O, that's what that is. Um, yeah, and it doesn't always make sense in translation because sometimes we drop it, sometimes we add it. But we're gonna make it make sense in these next couple of weeks. Okay, just with a bunch of examples. And whenever we're just identifying a subject, when you're just looking at something, you say, "Oh, ole," I don't know how to say calculator, but ole calculator. You know, um, we'll use these examples down here. Ole tamaitai. It is o, and we'll talk about limiters like le, like so. This means the, and then the lady. It's the lady. It is the lady. Ole tamaitai. It is the woman. Olika. Lika is someone's name, so that is a proper noun. So we just say, oh, it is Lika. It is Lika. It's Lika. It is my business. Ola opinisnisi. So it's my, my car business, my computer business, my phone business, whatever. Ola opinisnisi. All right. So what makes the subject phrase is going to be, okay, we have our present tense marker for the subject. We have our limiter, which we're going to talk about, I believe. And then this is our main noun. Okay. That's our main noun. Lady, Lika, business. Tamaitai, Lika, business. All right. So let's go to the next slide. All right. Now the word in the middle, that's our limiter. So ole tamaitai. So we're saying it is the lady. It is the lady. If we take the limiter away, now it becomes ladies. So, and you'll hear people say, tama itai. That's no such thing. No such thing as someone. You'll hear uso means brother or sister, depending on who's, talking about it. You'll hear people say usos. They'll put an S on the end. There's no such thing. If you, um, okay, for example, people would say my usos. When we're talking about English and Samoan mixed together, of course, yeah, that means for me that would be my brothers. If I was a girl or a woman, I would say, my usos, and I'm saying my sisters. But that's not really a thing. In the Samoan language, the S does not make it plural. Okay, the way that we make things plural is we take away this limiter right here. So what happens if we take the le away? This right here together means the lady, right? The lady. But ole itai. We're talking about a specific lady. But if we take the limiter away, now we're saying the women or the ladies. You see how that is? We didn't add an S. We didn't say itai. We didn't do that. We just took away the le. Someone has a question. WWE. Yeah. But I mean they might be learning too. I don't know. They're cool. Yeah. They said they're live. But yeah, so that's how we do it. We just take away that. If there's no I guess it would benefit if I were to write this up. So this right here means um and I'll put the O in parentheses. It is. So, and then le is going to be the, and then tama'itai means lady, right? It is the lady. But if I were to take away the le in the middle, it is tama'itai by itself means ladies. It's plural because there's no there's no limiter there. So in translation, you could say the ladies. It's the ladies. Does everyone see that? We added. There's no s. The s, no such thing. The way we control our plurality is with that delimiter in front. Okay. So here's some other limiters, and there's a bunch of them. So la'u means my. Lo'u also means my, and we'll talk about the difference between la'u and lo'u. Or if you want, you just hang around. We can talk about the difference. Will the limiters always indicate one or many? Yes. Yeah, they will. Or are there any limiters that indicate a specific number? Like how would I say the two ladies? Okay, yeah. So that would be hang around Mac for that one because that might confuse some people if we talk about it right now. So um yeah, because that's like we're jumping into a few weeks from now. But yeah, just hang around. We'll get into that. Let me talk about these limiters right here. So la'u means my. Okay, so if how would I say? I'll just throw this out there. You can unmute yourself. How would I say my lady? It is my lady. We're always gonna. Yep. Or la'u. We're always gonna need if there's no action with it or anything like that. We're just identifying. This is my lady. Or la'u. Tama'i tama'i ta'i. Or la'u tama'i ta'i. This, it's my lady. This it's my lady. There's other ways to say it as well because we don't have to say tama'i ta'i. But we have our o, we have our limiter, we have our main noun. That's our noun. Okay. Your lady, same thing. Olau. Olau tama'itai. His, her, or its. Olana tama'itai. If I want to say it is a lady, ose tama'itai. If I want to say it's some ladies, oni tama'itai. Now, again, now we're talking about plural. We didn't say oni tama'itai. Only to my Itai's. And I'm only saying this because in the last, I think it was the last class, people they really thought that this was a real thing. Not at all in Samoan. Okay, it's already plural just like that. We're saying some ladies, some women, some ladies. Oni to my Itai. It's already plural like that. To do like that, now you're blending English and Samoan. It's not necessary. The other lady, get this off. Um, other women, other ladies, o oisi tamaitai. And there's other ways to say this as well. We're just the main principle is that we have an o, we have a limiter, we have our main noun. And I'll just do olene, this lady, olene tamaitai. Okay, that lady, olena tamaitai. And there's other ways to say these things as well. Let me only have a few minutes left. So se is a singular, plural, or both? Great question. Se is singular and non-specific. So notice, let me just, if I say ole tama'itai, oops. So this one right here is a lady. This one right here is the lady. Okay, so in this case, let's just do it in English. I'll say, yeah, a lady came over. I don't know who the lady is. I'll say, yeah, man, it would be nice one day if I can grow up and I can have me a lady that, I can marry and do this and that. I don't know who the lady is. I just want a lady. But if I say, ole tama'itai, ole tama'itai, there's a specific lady that I have in mind. The lady. The lady came over today. You know who I'm talking about. So in every instance, I'm speaking specific. So that the difference between le and se is we're talking about le is a specific lady or specific noun, whatever it is we're talking about. If we say se, it's non-specific. I don't know who it is I'm talking about or whatever. And this is going to be a principle all throughout the Samoan language. When it starts with the le, if I say, and I'm just throwing these out there because we're going to go into depth with this. We only have a couple minutes left. If I say, e, iai, lau, iai lau ping. So this is, do you have your specific pen? That's, and like I said, we're going to get into the specifics of this. But the question is, do you have your pen? And the person is asking the question is talking about a specific pen. You see, it starts with an L, right? Most people they just want a pen. They're not asking about your specific pen. They would say, "Hey, I saw pen." So this is a non-specific pen, as opposed to a specific pen. And I'm only bringing this up because this relates to that. Because this right here, because since it starts with the L, we're talking about something specific. As opposed to right here, it's non-specific. When I say ose tama itai, I'm talking about a lady. I don't know what lady I'm talking about. I just want that, well, whatever beautiful lady wanted. But here, I'm talking about I want her. This is the one, the specific lady. I know her since kindergarten. I'm really old right now. I want the lady, right? Talking about somebody specific. So, sorry, I think I meant to ask ni. Ni limiter being okay. Ni is plural. Ni is like say. So, if I were to say o ni tamai tai, we're saying some ladies. Okay, so it's plural, but it's non-specific. Plural and non-specific, as opposed to if I just say o tamai tai, I'm saying the ladies. It's a specific group of ladies. I know that the ones from this class, and it's understood between the listener and the the listener and the speaker. Okay, so ni means some ladies. It's plural, non-specific. As opposed to you take all limiters away, tama'itai is gonna mean the ladies. Specific group and plural. Okay, awesome. All right, again, like I said, I use up all of your time. If you want, just hang around if you have any additional questions. If not, I'm going to upload all of this stuff to our website, and I'll see you guys on Thursday. If you have any questions, just hang around. I'm going to try to get situated here. Pastate Lava and Manuel Paul. Manuel also to some of you guys on the other side of the room.
Thanks, Will. Pastate Lava.
Pastate, pastate.
Pastate Lava.
Pastate Lava.
Yeah, fine.
Report.
So, Bigus, I don't know if I missed this part of the presentation.